Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I think I'm just going to get right to the point here. The Jets have got to add a wide receiver one before the offseason ends. Okay, we have 3 opportunities: free agency, a possible trade, and the NFL draft. We're going to talk about all 3, but it is imperative that the Jets upgrade this position for a multitude of reasons. Number one, super obvious here, but we take a look at the current roster. It's simply not good enough. Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, not good enough. We play in a really good division in the AFC East. We play in a stacked conference, not to mention Russell Wilson just got dealt to Denver yesterday, just adding another top-level quarterback to the heap of competition that the Jets have to take on within their own conference here. It's not good enough. So from a talent perspective, from a depth perspective, we gotta get more bodies here. Okay, number 2, Zach Wilson is going into his 2nd year in the NFL. When we talk about things like progression, growth from the quarterback position, I mean, these are things that every NFL team covets. Every college team, every high school team, every team wants their quarterback to go out there, learn from their mistakes, get better over time, and continue to put out a good product on the field. One way to get the odds in your favor is by infusing talent at the wide receiver position. Look at the Bengals, look at the Buccaneers, look at what the Buffalo Bills did, adding Stephon Diggs. They had a young quarterback with a ton of talent, a great arm in Josh Allen, and they gave him a true number 1 wide receiver. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. They had Amari Cooper, they had Michael Gallup, they had Ezekiel Elliott behind Dak Prescott, and they go out and they add CeeDee Lamb. Okay, so I think there's a little bit of a blueprint that's being laid out. Typically, if you give your young quarterback capable weapons at the wide receiver position, things tend to go well. Things tend to pick up offensively. Not every time, example Cleveland Browns, but most of the time, and that's really where I want the Jets to be moving forward. Number 3, if the Jets were to go out and add a true number 1 wide receiver this offseason, they would command respect. They would strike fear in the minds of defensive coordinators and defensive-minded head coaches. That is something that right now I just feel like the team is lacking. We really lack that deep threat. We lack a guy that I feel like needs to be double covered consistently, okay? And not only just that, not only would these defensive guys have to really make sure that he is handled at all times, but in doing so, it could open up doors and opportunities for the other players on the roster. Guys like Moore, Michael Carter out of the backfield, Corey Davis in one-on-one matchups on the perimeter. All of a sudden, it gives these guys more opportunities to have success. Point number 4, and this is actually what got me thinking about this video idea in the first place. Me and my buddy Kyle were going back and forth about cap space and free agency. He's a diehard Lions fan, and the Lions also, desperately need help at wide receiver. So we were going through the list of guys, and I started to pick up on a trend, right? These guys are getting taken off the board left and right. Calvin Ridley, suspended for an entire season, off the board. Okay, Mike Williams goes out and signs an extension with the Chargers yesterday. Chris Godwin, franchise tagged. Devontae Adams, franchise tagged. Everybody's expecting Michael Gallup to remain in Dallas on a multi-year deal. These guys are getting picked up left and right, and the Jets have not even had an opportunity to put in a bid. Okay, now, are there some options out there? Of course. Christian Kirk, Allen Robinson. What's happening with Amari Cooper? If he gets released, that would be absolutely insane. If you want to talk about a trade, maybe a DK Metcalf, maybe a Lockett, maybe a Robbie Anderson. Okay, so there could be some guys on the move. And then, of course, with the NFL draft, we have guys like Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Drake London. Who knows if the Jets will go down that path? I even like Chris Olave in a trade back situation, or hey, if he falls to round 2, even better. So there are going to be options out there, but I want the Jets to have a high level of urgency when it comes to addressing wide receiver the second free agency opens up. I don't want to be in a position, I really don't want to be in a position where a couple hours goes by and we're seeing news break and guys are they're getting taken off the board. Christian Kirk to the Bills, DJ Chark to the Eagles, Juju Smith to the Chiefs. There's a lot of smoke with that. Maybe even the Baltimore Ravens. There's a lot of teams out there that need wide receivers. My next point, the New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills, and the Miami Dolphins have all been linked to adding wide receivers this offseason, and they're serious about it. We look at the financial situations with those 3 teams. The Patriots have $11.5 million in cap space, and they've been linked to Robbie Anderson, Amari Cooper, and DK Metcalf. The Buffalo Bills don't have much cap space, hardly at all, but they did go out and release linebacker AJ Klein, saving them over $5 million yesterday. And then the Miami Dolphins have the most cap space in football. Okay, Mike McDaniel, an offensive mind, is coming over from San Francisco. He wants to make Tua's life as easy as possible. So not only do we need to add a wide receiver for depth purposes, to help alleviate some of the pressure off of the other players on this roster, to help Zach Wilson out, but we are now in a position where we could be potentially competing for one of these guys with our division rivals here. I don't know what will go through my mind if the Miami Dolphins go out and land a DK Metcalf. I don't know what'll happen if the Patriots go out and land Amari Cooper. We already, and the Jets are just waiting idly by, and we're missing out, and the teams in our division are getting better, and these three teams already finished in front of us last year, and they're getting substantially better within hours. So I cannot stress it enough. I feel like the Jets have got to have a high level of urgency when it comes to the wide receiver position. Yes, we need safety. Yes, we need tight end. Yes, we need some help on the offensive line and some running back depth as well. Cornerback one, it's another huge position here, but wide receiver, we really need the help. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you want one of the big name guys like an Allen Robinson or something like that? Or would you be cool with a Christian Kirk or something where you don't have to necessarily break the bank to add him into the locker room? Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.